Ahoy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Junk Drawer. Happy National Singles Awareness Day. Today is Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. This is the Junk Drawer. Part of the podcast network, part of the Cork Bats podcast network. Welcome in, guys. Big game recap. A lot going on over the weekend, obviously, with the big game. Some trades happening in the NBA. To my right over here is Hub. Hey, Hub. Howdy. He's got a Sixers hat on. And then down below here is Jack. Welcome in, Jack.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. You're looking pretty dressed up today, Jack. Thanks for showing up ready to go here.
Yeah, biz casual.
Biz casual. You know how it is.
That's like biz formal, man. You're
yeah.
You've got the look going on here.
Well, it's the Zoom look. The
Zoom look, yeah. So you're wearing like boxers underneath there. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not wearing it. I'm doing when you wear a shirt up top and you're completely naked below.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Just don't stand up to go get a drink or go to the bathroom or anything while we're in the middle of this. Thank you. So welcome in, guys. And this is the Junk Drawer, a podcast, obviously. So if you don't mind, could you please give us the likes, the subscribes, the follows, the retweets, comment along. What if you're in here listening to us? Comment along. Let's talk. Let's have some dialogue. Let's get some people like pooping on our takes. Let's get some people in here that have some strong opinions. We love all of you, so thank you for tuning in. And we've got a lot to recap. I mean, obviously the big game: Rams 23, Bengals 20. What initial thoughts from the game, Jack? Let's hear your initial thoughts. What was your biggest takeaway from the game?
Probably the NFL is rigged.
And you know, it's rigged for the story. I couldn't agree with you more. The Matthew Stafford, the Rams playing at home. There's just so much to factor in there that.
Yeah, the Rams were definitely the better team, and I understand why Cincinnati's upset about those calls at the end. But it's really not even a close game if the referees call that face mask on
good point
Higgins for the long touchdown. So I get the belly aching, but the right team did win, even if it did have to be in a convoluted way because of the script.
Oh yeah, but you got to stick to the script. Hub, what was your biggest takeaway?
I mean, that getting sacked 7 times, it's. Like they pulled that off against the Titans, but you can't get away with that more than once. You probably shouldn't get away with it ever. But
and not against a quarterback like Matthew Stafford. Like maybe exactly. Ryan Tannehill, you might be able to get away with that. But
yeah.
Not to throw any shade.
Sorry, Titans fans.
Any Titans fans out there, but so each week we dive into what's good of the week, what's back of the week, and what's ugly. So this week we thought we'd do that, but sort of focus on the big game. So we've got a list here of some things that happened during the game that we just need to discuss with you. And I'm going to start off with the ratings, guys. The good of the week was the ratings. Obviously the NFL, it is rigged, as we've discussed, and it helped ratings. I think it was 117 million viewers nationwide,
wow.
Which is, or maybe worldwide. I don't know what these numbers are based on, but a third of the U.S. was watching that game, which is just unbelievable. And ratings like this always blow my mind because I never really know, like, how do they factor in, like, so let's just say you have people at your house, like you had 4 people at your house. How do they factor in that number? I know there's some sort of calculation they use, and maybe there's some sort of way that they're able to gather that information, but I do always wonder about that when these numbers come out.
Well, it's funny that the number's so high because in actuality, it's probably a lot lower because this is the one football game a year where you have 10 people in the room and 7 or 8 of them aren't there to watch the game. Like you'll have the people who are like, oh, I want to watch the commercials. You have the people who are like, so what does a first down mean again? Because people over, I feel like I spent half the game explaining the game,
like explaining the game, explaining the rule book basically to them.
So
I've actually got the numbers in front of me, and they They're a little alarming, actually. If you guys had to guess the top 3 markets, and I don't know if you guys have seen this graphic yet, but the top 3 markets to watch the Super Bowl, could you guess the top 3? Cincinnati, obviously number 1. Good guess. Yeah, that was a good one. Should be obvious, I think, with Cincinnati. First time they're in the Super Bowl since the 80s. And have never won a Super Bowl, too.
Yeah, I was going to say St. Louis, too. Is it on there?
No, St. Louis. St. Louis is not on there. St. Louis isn't even on the top 10, actually.
Oh, Detroit, because of Stafford?
Detroit's number 2. Good answer.
Wow.
Yeah. So I find that really cool, actually. Detroit was number 2. Just shows the amount of respect and probably admiration they have for Matthew Stafford. Like, this is what they wanted all along. And, finally they have to watch him in a different team's uniform. It's just pretty Detroit when you think about it.
It's a really loyal fan base, too, because they're happy for him. And everybody's talking crap on Detroit, and they're like, oh, look, all it took is 1 year out of Detroit, and Stafford's a Super Bowl winner. Yeah, he did it. He got away from it.
Yeah, they're all, like, thrilled for him.
I mean, they're probably Rams fans at this point. Like, they probably treated the entire season like they were Rams fans.
All got, like, Stafford jerseys and just, like, warm around Michigan.
And it's so easy to jump on a bandwagon when you're there because everything in that place is typically depressing. So anything that will help you to escape that all.
You need something to latch on to, something that will. But it was the number 3 spot that surprised me the most, actually. And it's not St. Louis, which was a good guess. I did think that was a good guess.
I'm gonna go
Kentucky.
What do you say?
Kentucky.
Well, it's a city.
True. You're right. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Lexington.
No.
I'm gonna go with Atlanta for Georgia. Matt Stafford.
Oh, also a good guess. Jack, you're really thinking outside the box here. I like it. It was actually Pittsburgh, guys. Pittsburgh. So I'm guessing because they wanted to see the Bengals lose in the Super Bowl. I think that was probably the main reason. But
also Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, divisional. There's probably a lot of factors. Tyler Boyd too. Both from Pittsburgh. Both went to Pitt.
Pittsburgh also just loves football.
It's a football town. It's a football town. There's. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised, but just the only other shocking thing to me. So the rest of the list, where do you think LA fits in the top 10?
9, 8 or 9.
Not in at all.
Hub, good answer. They're not on the top 10, which is just like mind blowing to me. Like, I get that it was in LA, but that doesn't mean everyone was at the game. Think about it, even just the halftime show. Like, why? I mean, there's a lot of people in LA, so sure, you got to factor that in. But is it because they're not actually from LA? Like, they were in St. Louis for a little bit. Like, are there any Rams fans actually? I guess it makes sense whenever you think about the last game against the 49ers. It was like 65% 49ers fans in LA. So, I mean, maybe it's just a product of the Rams just being not a fan-worthy franchise, or I don't even know how to put it.
I think that it's in Los Angeles thing. Outside of the Lakers, and honestly, even with the Lakers to a certain extent, they are fair-weathered. Like
Dodgers, it goes the same thing.
Are the number one worst of it of all.
Yeah,
but the Rams, like you could say they're not from there, but they actually are from there. That's where they
right. Yes, but so they left home. I don't know. They probably lost a bunch of fans
over there. They just if they're winning, it's great because they can have celebrities show up to their games, and
LeBron in particular.
Cool. Yeah, sweet.
Well, speaking of LeBron, did you guys see his tweet? How they should have a joint
parade together.
Yeah, the Dodgers.
I did see that.
And the Rams.
Did they never have a parade because of COVID?
I think because of COVID. The Dodgers.
They didn't.
Well, they don't deserve one anyway. So
it is pretty. It is pretty amazing. I guess it was a year removed since the Dodgers won the World Series, but it is pretty amazing how many titles have come to LA in the past 10 years. I saw a graphic the Kings won it in 12 and 14.
Well,
so
with Flyers players.
The last 2 years, what they've had the Dodgers, the Lakers, and the Rams, and then Tampa Bay had the Lightning and the Bucks, right?
That's
Tampa Bay too.
Yeah,
what are the
Brady
odds?
was there.
Yeah, what are the odds? Seriously. So I mean, and good for the NFL. I think there has been speculation that the NFL is declining, and what are they going to do, and blah blah. But this just proves that the NFL is going absolutely nowhere. Like, the NFL is king. It's hard to compete with the drama of the NFL. It's once a week. Like NBA, NHL, MLB. There's games every other day. I mean, almost every day, actually. And how do you compete with the drama of the NFL? It's the storylines. It's everything that goes with it. It's incredible. It's the best sport in the world.
Yeah,
They're world champions. The Rams. We talked about this last week. They're world champions.
They did it. But I love because it's in California. They have to go to Disneyland instead of Disney World, which I thought was.
Oh, did they go to Disneyland?
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny. As they should, though. As they should. I think that makes sense. I wonder if Disney Corporation, if they would have rather had the Bengals win or the Rams win.
And there's definitely
Bengals.
No, it's hard to tell because there's definitely more money in a Los Angeles team winning, but there's less people excited about it. Like, Cincinnati would still be partying right now if the Bengals.
Right now, yeah.
I guarantee you they would buy tickets to go to Disney World to try to be there at the exact same time as the Bengals are.
Bengals? I'm pretty sure there are like 2 or 3 individuals who live in Los Angeles that have more money than the city of Cincinnati put together.
That's probably not even a joke. That's not even a joke.
Well, that's definitely true. It's definitely accurate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would affect more people's lives positively if Cincinnati won. But I think Disney cares more about the money, so probably Los Angeles winning.
True.
Well,
you don't even need to be fans. Like, people are going to buy the Rams Super Bowl shirts just to have them in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yep.
Plus, they also get a Disneyland plug out of it. I feel like people forget Disneyland exists.
That's true too.
Unless you're from
we all do over here.
Yeah. So, unless you're from California. And that's...
Yeah. So that's probably another way for them to make even more money and try to get that park.
Yeah.
Plug.
I was just gonna say something and I completely forgot what we were just talking about.
Happens.
It happened. It does happen.
A lot for me.
Getting old.
Well, and you got like all the posers out in California that wear Dodgers hats, but like probably couldn't name a single player on the team. Like, it's just you'll probably see more of those pop up as far as Rams fans go. Like yeah, I've been a Rams fan my entire life. Like, and they've only been living in LA for like 5 years, and like, just it's good, but it's good that the ratings are up. I don't think that we have anything to worry about as far as football goes, and yeah, I think next season it's going to start on time. So,
unlike baseball,
unlike the MLB,
idiots.
But is there anything else good that came out of the game besides maybe some
Evan McPherson staying on the sidelines for the halftime show and just sitting back going like
was he really? I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
He must be. He's the coolest kicker ever. Like,
I mean, he's perfect in the playoffs. Still is.
He's the ultimate good. He's the biggest winner of the NFL playoffs. Just rocket ship to the moon for Evan McPherson. Made all his kicks. Seems like a pretty cool guy. Seems pretty swaggy. Like, yeah.
Well, he went to Florida like Tebow, Cam Newton for a year or so. Who else went to Florida?
Aaron
Hernandez was there. That's right.
He killed it out there.
Before he R.I.P. R.I.P. to his career. Jeez,
yeah.
He really fucked that up. But as far as good, the halftime show was good. I thought the halftime show was good. I mean, and we were talking about this before we came on. That was our childhood. That was our like middle school. Like those were the songs that, and even some of them before that too. Like those songs just like defined our generation almost. It's kind of lame to say it like that, but it did kind of, like it just touched home on so many different levels. With 50 Cent hanging down from the whatever you want to call that, rafters, we'll say, because it was the music video all over again, and it
just looked a little bit different, but
just
slightly.
Yeah, maybe it's that thing where like, you know, the camera adds 10 pounds to your face. Like it doesn't do that for music videos, but like on the football field, like it might add 10 pounds.
It absolutely did.
In the music video, like 15, 20 years ago, he was shirt, and in the halftime show, he was like, "Oh, it's like, you know, we've all been through it. Like, I'm a lot less likely to take off my shirt these days now that I'm 20, 30 pounds heavier." And I'm like,
yeah, right. But did you guys see him before he actually pulled himself up there, and like he didn't like climb up on a ladder and like stick his legs into something to like hang up there. Like,
he
legitimately pulled it. He's strong.
Yeah,
just like he's like meteor. Like he's like
he's just been like eating and lifting like he's which is great.
That's what happens when you get older. That's what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no one stays skinny like forever.
We're still proud of you, 50.
Yeah. And Snoop Dogg, they caught him smoking a joint before going on to the performance.
I mean, you got to get ready.
Like, can we even say caught? Like he got caught. Like Snoop is just being
Dogg.
Snoop. Like that's like
in California.
Yeah. That I liked Colin Cowherd, who obviously, you know, voices his opinion on a lot of things, but I liked what he said. He said, "This is California. Like I might light up before my show or my show too, or something like that." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" Like
you can do whatever you want.
I love that, Colin. Let me see if I can pull up that tweet. And I don't know. I think the fact that he did that just proves that Snoop is Snoop, and he's unapologetically Snoop. Like he's never going to change because it's a freaking halftime show. He's not going to do anything different. Like that's Snoop for you.
He's an OG.
He's an OG. He's very OG. Oh, he said, "It's California. I might do the same before I go on today." He said that one yesterday. Like, thank you, Colin. Like it's time we stop acting like this is a bad thing that he smoked before the show. Like that's what he does. He's getting ready. Like, you know, maybe it was medical. It's his medicine. How are you
going to patient?
How are you going to take that away from him?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be more weird if we saw Snoop Dogg sober. Like, would we still like Snoop Dogg?
It would have negatively impacted the show.
Yeah.
He would have been really anxious.
The halftime show would have been nowhere near the same quality if he wasn't high as balls out there. I think I didn't really see it, but someone said there's another video of him like putting like the little bit of like the roach like back into like a pill bottle or something. Like he was like saving it for later. It's just like
he's part of the dream team. He doesn't waste any. He's down on the filter.
Yeah.
Filter gang.
Well, that actually brings me back into the back of the week, which of course is
the boomers.
Yeah, it's going to be people complaining. I mean, like they could have put anyone up there, and there's going to be people that loved it, and there's going to be people that hated it, and it just so happens that it's going to be a lot of the older generation that was like offended by it. Like, how could you ever be offended by something that's supposed to be entertainment? Like, you're not watching the game for the halftime show. Some people are, but if you're watching the game and like then turn off the halftime show, like flip the channel,
get up and leave,
go do something else. Like no one is forcing you to watch this.
Grab your television and throw it out the window.
Yeah,
if you don't want to watch it, watch it. I bet you there's people out there that are like, I'm never watching an NFL game again because of that. Like, it's like, come on, like.
But then they're going to be watching the Hall of Fame game.
So. Yeah, then they'll be ready for it next season, just like everyone else, just waiting for the season to start. But
I guess people are offended because it was rap and hip hop And those are
I guess, yeah. I don't know why, but yeah, I assume that's why.
Yeah.
They edited out all the bad language. They
Mhm,
listened
mhm.
to the FCC. Even Eminem, who
Yes.
literally in lyrics talks about the FCC. So
Yeah.
he abided by the rules.
Well,
People just need
and
to relax.
Yeah, and let's be
Drake.
honest, all music is offensive. Like the same people who are saying, "Oh, rap music is offensive," are the same people who are like, "We need something pure like country music." Like 80% of country music songs about getting drunk and like beating your wife or killing your husband,
chewing tobacco
doing
and
tobacco. All
Yeah,
of
don't chew
it.
tobacco.
Yeah, if you can be offended by anything, let's be honest. If I
that's that's exactly what I'm saying. Like it didn't matter who they put out there. There was going to be someone that's going to be like, this sucks, and like I'm never watching again, like blah blah. And it's just I'm so sick of that. Like just take it for what it's worth. Like just whether enjoy it or turn the channel. Like no one's holding you hostage. Like no one's taking your remote and being like, no, you have to watch this. Like like
Clockwork Orange, like
exactly. I just wish that we didn't have to. I wish this wasn't even a conversation right now. Like this doesn't even need to be talked about. It's just we liked it. We liked the halftime show.
My parents loved it because it reminded them of when I was younger.
Same.
Which takes them back. Like
Well,
they may not be big rap fans or anything like that, but like they still enjoyed it for what it was worth.
Because it was our childhood, exactly.
Yeah, and this is the first halftime show where we're the older generation, and there's a younger generation that's like, "What? Why are they playing this old crap?"
Well, their music is terrible. So
Well,
yeah,
okay,
we'll be guys. We're saying this now, but in 20 years from now, when we're recapping Super Bowl 74, we're like, the halftime show, like, just like.
What's that like name? The Hispanic girl, the big one. You know who I'm talking about?
Who?
I don't.
TikTok?
Some
Kids on TikTok.
I don't know. I'm not a.
All you have to say is TikTok, and I'm already like.
And you're
like
getting me mad.
My teeth a little bit. Yeah, I'm like
let's move forward.
That's gonna be. It's gonna be the Super Bowl 76 halftime show brought to you by Mr. and Mrs. TikTok, and we're gonna be like, they jumped the shark.
It'll be. Instead of the Pepsi halftime show, it'll be the TikTok halftime show.
Yeah,
it'll only be
TikTok
10 seconds
Stadium.
long.
I wanted more actually. I wanted them to keep going. There was maybe one song. I think it was like Mary J. Blige's first song was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and it was like such a throwback. But her second song was kind of like a mood killer. I
did not even know what song that was.
I was like bummed out a little bit. I didn't even know what it was, but I was bummed. Like. I was like, wait, this is the halftime. I want to be hyped up. Like, come on. Like,
I think we can all agree that besides that one weird Mary J. Blige song, it was the most hype halftime show of all time. And the players were hyped too. Because the first minute of the third quarter took like 20 minutes. There was a touchdown. There was an interception. There was a brawl on the side of pushing and the shoving.
But true.
Honestly, I thought that halftime show got wasted on fan bases that didn't deserve it. Like, I was trying to like look in the stands just to see if people were like acting like how they should be at a concert like that, and it looks like a lot of them are just like sitting down, just like chilling.
Well, think about the people that could afford that ticket.
That's true. They're not like
that's maybe, and I hate to use
not a commoner like me.
Yeah, they could be boomers too, angry boomers. But also that the halftime show touched home for me a little bit because the Still Dre song, we walked down the aisle after our wedding to the Still Dre instrumental. So,
which is what he started with. Yeah, that was great. That took me back to your wedding.
Yeah, Brittany was going absolutely nuts. My wife, she was losing her mind. She was like standing up and like dancing along. It was amazing.
Did she lose herself?
Sorry,
I gotta go.
No, that was a good one. But both of us, like just the fact that they played the songs, a few of the songs that we had at our wedding, it really came full circle for us.
Yeah, it was great.
Especially because we didn't know that they were playing in the Super Bowl even back then. So it was very cool. Very cool experience. And You know what else is back? And I hate this. Every single year, after every Super Bowl, there has to be talk about at least one person retiring. Right? Like, whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's freaking John Elway back in the day. Like, you know, there's always that one player on a team that has either talked about retirement or is close to retirement or, you know, has been speculated to retire. And probably the two strangest ones that stuck out to me were Aaron Donald, who is 30 years old.
He went to school with us.
30 years old. His birthday's in May. He's turning 31. And Sean McVay, who's 36, just became the youngest coach in Super Bowl history to win the game. And we're talking about both of their retirements. Like, now, obviously, I get, you know, the angle that, you know, both of them could be trying to angle a little bit for a new contract. They want a little bit more money. You know, they want to be paid as such. Aaron Donald's like the 6th highest defensive paid player right now. So a guy like that needs to be being paid top dollar, and needs to be compensated like the best, especially from a team like LA. I just don't see him retiring. It's sort of like Tom Brady. I still refuse to believe that Tom Brady's retiring right now. Like,
well, he came out on Monday on SportsCenter and said he wasn't talking about retiring. Rodney Harrison just pretty much made it up to get eyeballs on the pregame show.
So is Rodney Harrison the biggest troll in the world? Like, is that like he just did it for clicks?
Like the ultimate clickbait.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald like looked surprised when the first, I forget who interviewed him, but as soon as she brought it up, he was like, "What?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?"
It was funny. Like, people are just saying, "Oh, he's going to retire because the last thing he needs to do is win a Super Bowl."
Nope.
I'm pretty sure NFL players, yes, NFL players want to be Hall of Famers and want to win all the awards. That's great. But I'm pretty sure the main reason anyone does anything is for the money. Like, Aaron Donald's not just going to retire when he's making like $15 million a year.
I think I heard someone say earlier he has like $51 million left on his contract. $51 million left on his contract. No, but he's just going to walk away from that. Yeah,
he doesn't leave that on the table.
He doesn't want that money. You know, his family doesn't want that money. He doesn't need that money.
He just wanted to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, that was it. Once he checks that Super Bowl off, the money be damned. He's going to pursue his career at Harvard.
And there's some idiots on the radio in Pittsburgh that are like saying like, you know, what more does he have to do? Like, it's like, what do you mean? Like,
make more money?
One fucking Super Bowl? Like, come on. Like, I mean, it's not even like when would anyone be satisfied with one Super Bowl? Let alone like, unless you're like Andrew Whitworth. If he retires, good for him.
Yeah.
He deserves to retire.
Yeah,
that's a way to go out on top. He's an offensive lineman. Probably made a decent amount of money, you know, in his career. I think he did.
Yeah.
That's the ideal situation for someone like that to retire, but not Aaron Donald. Like, not AD, who has had very few injuries. He's been healthy a large part of his career. I don't think he's had really any injuries as far as I know.
Yeah, who's still the most dominant player?
Yeah, still the most dominant player.
But Andrew Whitworth, I gotta get this out. You guys know the finger people from Spy Kids, like the thumb guy?
Yes. Yeah, he looks just like him. He does.
Wow, that thumb guy I've ever seen.
It's because his neck is just straight down, dude. Like, it's like there's no like jawline or anything. Like, it's just straight down.
Yeah,
like
he's 40 going on 60, man. He looks rough.
He does look super rough, dude. That's a great reference.
A little bit too,
or Patrick, yeah, also good. Yeah,
it's also kind of pink. Yeah,
I mean, his head is so bald too. Like, it is like extremely bald.
Did anybody else figure out during the Super Bowl that Andrew Whitworth spent most of his career with the Bengals?
I had no idea.
I did know that just because they've been talking about him and Joe Burrow like rehabbing together, you know, the whole way leading up to the Super Bowl. They rehabbed together last year.
Yeah.
And I think the main reason they did it, like they had the same doctor that did the surgery or whatever, but the main reason that he did that is because he was the Bengals quarterback. Like, he's still got a soft spot in his heart for the Bengals. Even though he posted something today, Andrew Whitworth, about how hurt he was whenever the Bengals drafted 2 offensive linemen and then traded him to the Rams when they were still in St. Louis. So he's still thinking about that for sure. But so he
really worked out for the Bengals trading away Whitworth for offensive linemen.
Well, this was years ago. This is before Joe Burrow even.
Carson Palmer.
Yeah. Whitworth's been a Ram for quite some time now, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it probably was Carson Palmer days, actually, Hub, now that you mention it. He also went to LSU. There's also that connection. So we gotta factor that one in too.
True enough.
Wow, he was drafted in 2006. That's insane. He played 10 years, 06 to 16 with the Bengals. So yeah, before Mr. Burrow's time there.
Yeah,
Joe Shiesty.
I'm surprised that they didn't make a bigger deal about that, because I didn't hear about it until the Super Bowl. It wasn't mentioned in any of the pre-games or any of the 2 weeks leading up.
About him being a Bengal?
Yeah. Am I alone here?
I didn't know who Andrew Whitworth was until they talked about him because Tom Brady retired and now he was the oldest person in the league, honestly. So,
wait, you guys don't remember? You guys don't remember Andrew Whitworth in the last Super Bowl? That the Rams were in.
No,
honestly, I don't really remember much.
That was the worst football game of all time.
I remember the Edelman catch, right? Or was that the Falcons?
That was the Falcons.
Yeah. See, I don't even remember what happened in that game.
I mean, literally nothing happened. It was a 17-3 game. Nothing happened. So
13-3. There was one touchdown.
Or 13-3, right? Yeah.
Who scored it?
I think it was Edelman.
Yeah, maybe.
Did he win the MVP? Yeah, because he won the MVP in that Super Bowl.
No, that Super Bowl didn't happen.
Yeah, you're right.
What Super Bowl was that? 2018?
I think
so. That was Eagles. 2019.
I think it was the 2018 season, though.
2019 Super Bowl.
Because I remember we were saying that Eagles would have went back-to-back if Alshon Jeffrey just caught that ball.
If he just caught that ball, yeah.
Forgot about that until just now.
No, guys, it was Sony Michel rushing touchdown.
Wow.
Even more boring.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait, yeah, he is a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Sony just got his second one. Holy
That's
shit.
Crazy.
It's huge.
Wow,
that ends the console war. Sony better than Microsoft.
PlayStation has won.
Yeah.
They got Sony Michel for like nothing, too. Like that was like maybe a second rounder. I don't even think it was that. It was like a fourth rounder or something, But
I also like the Rams winning because I think it really solidifies going all in. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Screw draft picks. Get the stars. Go for it.
But it's like almost like you can only do that in a town like LA. Rich town. Like, I just don't know how.
Sixers just did it.
Yeah. Well, I guess. They got money. They got money, though. But imagine that's I just can't picture a team like the Bengals, for instance, doing that.
Yeah, but
at all.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Until they do it. Like, could you picture a team like Tampa Bay doing that until last year? You know what I mean? I think they kind of did the same exact thing.
Well, yeah, I guess it's as long as you get the piece in place, which is the quarterback. That's all they were missing. I think it is truly a testament to how smart Sean McVay actually is, because that was his team that he just built. He went to the GM or whoever the hell it was, the owner, and said, I need Stafford to win the Super Bowl. And he did it. Like, that's amazing.
Well, and also this is going completely under the radar too. They traded for they got like Von Miller for a 3rd round draft pick.
For a sack of marbles.
Yeah. And Aaron Donald's the most dominant player, but you can't double team Aaron Donald because you have to put someone on Von Miller. Like, I really think that's the trade that put him over the top. They were kind of struggling mid-season, and then Von Miller gets introduced, and their defense.
No, you're right. Well, and you know who else was a big impact in the Super Bowl was Weddle, Eric Weddle.
Yeah,
who was retired up until January. Did you guys see that Eric Weddle tore his pec in the first quarter? So you saw him get hurt. He was like moving his arm or like shaking it off. He played the rest of the game, tore his pec and played the rest of the game.
That's on defense. In any position, that's almost impossible, but especially when you're constantly hitting someone,
trying to tackle someone.
Yeah.
Is he just trying to make Odell Beckham Jr. look bad?
Yeah. OBJ couldn't go out there and catch like 10 more yards for some people that may have had his yardage.
Carson Wentz scored a touchdown on the torn ACL.
Yeah, T.O. caught 125 yards with a broken leg.
Yeah,
come on.
Like OBJ did it for attention, and I don't know if you saw his cleats pregame. They had like diamonds in it.
Yeah,
they
were like $200,000 cleats.
The world's like most expensive cleats or something.
Yeah, that's not going to be like your medical bill for your knee.
Someone said, "I'm about to go on the football field and like with a look for like the little diamonds that popped out." Like
diamonds on the soles of his shoes.
Yeah,
diamond.
Well, the diamonds clearly didn't protect him from tearing an ACL. That was ugly to watch. I mean, you hate to see someone have an injury like that.
Yeah,
like, especially non-contact. Like, that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, especially when you only needed 13 more yards for him.
Right, that hurts even more.
Yeah, and the worst part, someone at our Super Bowl party was like, "Oh wow, he's obviously just faking this because he dropped the ball." I'm like,
no. Clearly, that person never played football or maybe any sport for that matter.
Yeah, pretty sure his day is done.
He could be, and that was the same knee that he tore before.
Yeah, he was getting ready to tear up the Bengals too. That's a shame because he was getting off.
Think about this too. If the Rams had a healthy Robert Woods, who tore his ACL earlier in the year, so Robert Woods, OBJ, Cooper Kupp, and then Van Jefferson for the deep ball, like that game would not have been close at all.
No,
at all.
Well, it's just an insult. This Super Bowl was an insult to Browns fans, especially with the expectations they had going into the year. If I was a time traveler, I'd be a troll. I'd go back in time to Cleveland and be like, "Oh, good news! Like a team from Ohio and Odell Beckham Jr. are in the Super Bowl this year." And they'd be like, "Oh,
yeah. They lose their minds."
Yeah. And then it all comes true, and the Browns miss the playoffs. Like, "God damn it!"
It was right.
Like they're like, "Oh my God, there's two teams in Ohio." Like everyone from Ohio just realized it, like after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, but I don't know. I want to move on to the refs. We haven't even talked about the refs.
Oh yeah. Let's move on to
the
ugly of the week. I mean, I think it goes, hands down, just to the refs. Like just. All game, they were good. And I remember thinking during the game, I was like, this is awesome. Letting them play. Like, this is like, I haven't seen a Super Bowl like this without any penalties really in so long. Like, it felt good.
They were so close. They were so close.
They just couldn't help themselves.
Yeah. And I think that gets back to NFL rigged because.
Yeah, it does.
They were letting them play the whole game and the whole. They missed the face mask call on the T. Higgins touchdown.
Which, in their defense, that is a hard one to call, but just because you may be standing there, but the angle that he was probably at, I don't know if he could see his hand on his face.
I mean, in real time, that happens so quickly.
It's so easy to see on film, but I don't think that's something. I mean, he did kind of go down.
And it's one of those things, though. If you're going to suck, at least be consistent with how you suck.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we won't get the wrong idea. The whole let them play. Okay, they were letting play the whole game, and then for the last drive, for them to just throw a flag on every play.
It was like 5 flags if you count, or maybe 6 if you count the offsetting one.
There were 2 flags before that drive with 2 minutes in the fourth quarter left, and then they had 5 consecutive flags.
Now. Does this bring us back to the argument or the push for some sort of sky ref, the alternate how what is their solution for other than like
a drone ref?
Yeah, I don't know what could even be a valid solution to this issue because this isn't the first time this has happened. Clearly,
Last 2 minutes of a football game, no more penalties. Just let the boys play.
let the boys let them tackle each other before the ball is even thrown.
Yeah, that could get a little dicey.
Yeah,
I don't know.
All bets are off at that point.
I hate the refs. I always do, no matter what. I'm a Philadelphia sports fan, but I think that call is just magnified because there were so few calls called. So I mean, because what do we go back to the rule that was just taken away that you can throw a challenge flag on a potential PI? Like in that situation, that rule would have benefited. Like that's where that rule should have worked and would have worked, but you can't do that because opens up Pandora's box, which it did, which is why they got rid of it.
Yeah.
So,
but they only had it for one season, right? So like,
yeah, it just got out of control so fast. I think
it did, and there's got to be some
middle ground.
There
should be a middle ground.
And the problem is that all flags, for the most part, except for like offsides and stepping out of bounds, are judgment calls. I think that was the problem with reviewing pass interference calls. Like it looked like an obvious pass interference, but the refs were like calling the field stance
because they didn't call it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's why even have the rule if you're not going to follow up with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's tough. That was just that's so hard to see in real time, and
some people were saying that it was a makeup call for missing the face mask on T. Higgins, and
that's a hell of a time for a makeup call.
Yeah, you can't say that, and then like I don't know, the term makeup call in general is stupid unless it happens to the next play.
Yeah,
if you ask me,
call, honestly, is only like it should really only be like in baseball with the balls and strikes. And maybe like a foul in the NBA or something. I don't know, but
but baseball is like the easiest argument for
a robot ump,
like robot. Robot.
Yeah,
ump,
I know. I agree with that for sure.
Like at least football, like Jack said, it's a little bit more objective in the calls. But I just there's got to be some solution that you can't let the refs, especially. I'm thinking about the Von Bell call with the defenseless receiver. I think Cooper Kupp deserves the MVP just for that acting job alone.
And an Oscar.
I mean, he's in Hollywood. You can see where he got it from. So because if they didn't throw that flag on Von Bell, it would have been what, 3rd and 14 or 2nd and 14. I think it was.
I'm pretty sure
third down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it would have been 2nd and goal from the 14.
Okay. 2nd and goal. Oh yeah. Well, 2nd and okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's so from the 14 is a lot different from the 4.
Yeah.
From the 4, you have a lot of options in your playbook, especially with Cooper Kupp.
Well, from the 14, also, if you have Eli Apple covering Cooper Kupp, I mean, might as well be from your own 14 with that guy.
Yeah, Eli gonna Eli, as Michael Thomas so eloquently put it.
Eli Apple turned into a crisp apple after all the Twitter.
He makes Bradley
Fletcher. He received.
Bradley Fletcher from the Eagles used to be burnt toast on Wikipedia, and I think I think now that Eli Apple has cemented that name.
He took the title.
Yeah,
title town over there. Yeah, the refs just needed to be, like you said, Jack, up like 2 minutes longer, and they just couldn't keep the flag in their pants.
We already brought up baseball. I mean, no one has a perfect strike zone, but if you call a ball a strike the whole game, that's fine.
Consistency.
Correct.
If you're consistently bad, that's fine. As long as you're consistent.
Exactly.
They couldn't do it. They were so close. Oh, well.
I wonder how much those refs do get paid for that game. Like just to actually officiate in the Super Bowl. Like I wonder how much they get paid for that.
They make around $500,000 a year.
So oh, you didn't know that, Hub?
That I thought they made $100,000 for, and then like if they were a playoff ref, it was like
no. I think on average they make like $300,000-$400,000.
Oh my day! What?
Divide that by 16, 17. So they probably get anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000 just for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, if you think they have it bad, just wait till I tell you about Al Michaels and his contract about to be dropped.
His new Amazon contract.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
haven't
gosh.
seen it yet, but I heard he's making the switch over there.
Yeah. Because his contract at NBC was up, but yeah, it's not a bad gig unless you're hated by everyone in America essentially. It's hard to be liked as a ref. I think the very few that are actually probably household names.
Yeah, but as long as you're not the ref making the calls, I mean, it's not going to affect your day-to-day life. Like, you're not walking around in the black and white striped shirts.
Yeah.
No one's going to recognize.
Yeah.
Ed Hockley might be.
That guy. Yeah. He could be. I do think that a lot of them actually have jobs besides being a ref too. Yeah. Like a lot of them are like attorneys and which makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. So
if you're already hated for being an attorney, you might as well be hated.
Yeah. What's stopping you from being an official? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine having a $300,000 like side gig. Like that
you work.
You don't 16,
that you have to work like 16, 17 days a year.
It's a joke.
You gotta fly.
Like, obviously, yeah, there's stuff that training, whatever. You got to go into that, but
clearly not good training.
Yeah, I know, right?
They get trained at Enterprise.
Yes. Management training program.
Tonight, telling him about he's gonna be sitting there at the Sixers game, like, God damn.
That's how to become so much money for
how to become an official. There's something I want to share with you guys here. This is my other ugly of the week. Besides the officials, I think the officials we can all agree on that one, but this one really irked me a little bit. So this is and I don't know if you guys saw this or not. This is the Bengals returning to Cincinnati. And does this look like a team that just lost the Super Bowl to you? Does this look like a city that lost the Super Bowl? Like, what? How can you even put a smile on your face as the head coach?
It's sad.
Like, it's really sad. Look at the players. Joe Mixon. Like, guys, you guys lost the Super Bowl. Do I need to?
Well, but you really have to put it in perspective because this is a city. I don't want to beat up on Ohio more than we already have, but they literally hadn't won a playoff game in 30 years. And they have a young nucleus, so this is the Bengals fans trying to get ahead of the curve, being like, "Look, like we were even there for you guys when you were losing."
I'd be willing to bet they don't go back to the Super Bowl with this team.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be in the Super Bowl for the next 6 years at least.
I don't think they make the playoffs next year. I think they're a 6 or 7 win team.
I don't think Joe Burrow stays with the Bengals after this rookie contract.
I'll go as far as to say I think the Bengals will be last in the division next year.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
They are going to suffer from that Super Bowl loser syndrome, like so terribly.
And then when you have your entire city trying to like act like you won the Super Bowl, I understand, it.
Yeah, like that was a big jumping up and down.
Yeah, like big moment for Cincinnati, big moment for the Bengals. But this is just like a loser mentality. This is like what they do in Ohio. Like the Browns, they had freaking coolers locked up, waiting for them just to get a win. Like this is not new to Ohio here. This is Ohio, and I can't get behind this at all. I can't. I don't know.
They celebrate mediocrity. In Ohio.
Like Hub, your sister. Whenever the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I think, did you go too?
Yeah,
you guys went down to the airport or wherever they went.
Yeah, that was wild, but that's because we won.
Because you won. There's a huge difference there because you won the game. Like, are they going to have a parade for the Bengals? Like, they already gave them the day off yesterday. All the kids off in school.
That's true. Yeah, that must have been the most depressing day off ever. Like, why?
You'd almost want to go to school at that point if you're a kid. Like,
it's like a tie.
Just be like crying at home. Yeah, I imagine going to this parade would be similar to the Steelers tying the Lions this year. Like it was like on that level of sadness, really.
You guys should have been waiting from them at the airport when they got back.
It was in Pittsburgh. So.
Oh yeah. I thought you had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Didn't you not go that day though?
I did not, because it was like ice storm.
And, you knew it was going to happen.
And they announced Ben wasn't playing, so like I didn't want to see Mason Rudolph, which is exactly what happened. So, but that bothered me. The Bengals parade or welcome ceremony back home, it just doesn't sit well with me. Just not really something I'm going to support. Or
you don't believe in participation trophies?
Well, maybe that's what's wrong with people from Ohio. I don't know. They all just do they get a trophy, second place trophy? Do they give them one of those?
They get like a plate or something.
Do they get an AFC championship ring?
Well, they get the trophy. I don't know about a ring.
I think you only get a ring for the Super Bowl.
I could see them making their own ring.
Well, there's definitely gonna be a banner like the Colts. Remember the Colts banner? It was like AFC South champions or something. I forget what something stupid.
It's just a Midwest thing. Like Detroit's probably going to make a banner for Stafford winning too, like our old quarterback.
Yeah, we're gonna hang a Rams championship banner in the. I don't even know what that place. What's that place called?
Ford Field. Yeah.
How about it?
Yeah, but overall, I think it was a good game. I think it was. The excitement was sort of there. Maybe a little bit more scoring would have made it a little bit better. Well, actually, that reminds me. So, we all said the over. So I think all of us would have enjoyed a little bit more scoring than there was. Only 43 points in the game, and we all had over 48.5.
It looked good for a moment, and then it just stalled out completely.
And it entirely. We all had the Bengals, so we were right about that with the points. Bengals with the points.
None of us had for screwing up that extra point.
Yeah, for real. Oh my gosh, that made a huge difference.
NFL's rigged.
It is rigged. None of us picked. So Hub had the Rams winning, and I think Jack had the Rams winning. You were. Oh, no, never mind. It wasn't that close. But you guys had the Rams winning. I had the Bengals winning. We all had the cover though. I had the Gatorade color correct. It was blue.
Nice.
It was blue. Even though I said the Bengals were going to win, I said blue. I forget what was all of my prop bets lost. So Cooper Kupp had 8 catches. I said over 8.5. Joe Burrow had under 8.5 yards, and P. Ryan had like 3 yards of it catching, I believe. Do you guys remember where your props were?
Yep, Ryan McPherson over 7.5 total points.
There you go. Yeah. Nice bet.
I had Higgins would have more yards than Chase. That happened.
Oh yeah, that
faded me.
Oh yeah, I faded Hub. Oh, I lost.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Hashtag
that was a good bet. But honestly, Hub, it was all because of that one play. So that play didn't. If that flag was thrown, Jack would be smiling down there.
Yeah. And I didn't have any faith in that bet, honestly. That's why I didn't actually bet.
Well, and maybe that's why it hit, because you didn't bet on it.
That's definitely why.
Forgot about
But and another news, I know Hub is actually getting ready to go to the Sixers game. He was hoping to see James Harden tonight, but unfortunately, he's injured until after the All-Star break. So
very convenient for James.
You'll probably be seeing him on the sidelines, though, right?
I think this will probably be the first night he's inside the stadium when they're playing. So maybe he'll do a nice little wave. I'm sitting in the lower bowl, so maybe I'll get to see him.
Can I do a quick rant, Hub, before you have to go?
Sure.
Okay. This trade confirms. Sorry, I guess I should get everybody's permission. But this trade confirms that the national media really does hate Philadelphia, because it's been spun that Harden is a quitter and is quitting on the Nets, and that Simmons just needed a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Simmons never played. Simmons, what are you guys talking about? Harden's the quitter. Simmons got.
Durant knows exactly what he's getting, and he is pissed. You He's acting like it's all right, but I think he knows deep down that like.
Yeah, the same people who are making fun of Simmons for like missing his foul shots and now are like, "Oh, Philadelphia was horrible for his mental health." You guys were the ones bullying him.
Right.
This guy, the ESPYs had a 20-minute segment about how like Ben Simmons like missing shots was helping children in Africa.
They build houses, yeah, and then they even had 2 children come on and personally thank him. So
wow. Well. I think the thing that pisses me off about Ben too is that the press conference today, he straight up said it wasn't a mental health thing. I don't know how you can say that.
Yeah, well, we all knew that, but like the fact that it was just a matter of him admitting that, and he did.
But wasn't the whole reason he was being paid because it was a mental health thing? Like,
right, that was the only way for him to get paid for sitting out.
So did he just screw himself over, perhaps, by saying that, like in the press conference? Like
he definitely implicated himself.
This could be my little legal tidbit of the week. I seem to be doing this every.
Let's reference our legal expert here.
Yeah, no,
our public defender.
He was fined over $20 million for the contract. The mental issues is definitely something that was set up for an arbitrator later if they were to dispute the fines. So the fines aren't finalized until the end of the season. And then at the end of the season, players have the ability to appeal certain fines. So he was definitely trying to set up the case that like they were wrongfully fining me. I had like a mental condition. This is in the collective bargaining agreement. I still deserve to be paid. So he might have just lost out on that appeal based off the press conference today.
Good.
So roughly $20 million.
Yeah.
Probably lost out on. Yeah.
So,
way to go, Ben.
Yeah. Well, and I think that was the thing that Stephen A. was saying. He was like, I can't believe how underprepared he was for this presser. Like the questions he was getting, he didn't really know how to answer. And if you're Ben Simmons, you need to be prepped by your team. Your personal team, not the Nets, your personal team, legal team, on how to answer these questions, because
I bet you they 100% prepped Ben Simmons what to say, and then
he just said the wrong thing.
Just say what he was going to say because everything Ben Simmons does is perfect. He's not a smart guy. He thinks he can be the best basketball player without shooting a basketball. He's like the farce of the NBA. I swear to God.
Well, I saw something too, or he said this actually. Someone was like, "How did you react to the news?" And he was like, "Well, it didn't really sink in at first because he was like, it didn't really sink in at first because I was around a bunch of people, and it's like the people that are always constantly lifting him up, and that's what the people we're talking about all the time. He's
coddling him."
This camp around him that's like pushing him up to be this like godlike figure who's the best person to ever play basketball, but still can't shoot, like Jack said. It's just
he doesn't take criticism well. What's going to happen in the playoffs when he starts sucking again? Is Kevin Durant just going to be like, "Oh, it's fine"? Ben Simmons is going to do.
He's young. He's a young player still.
Yeah, he's like, Kevin Durant is going to shoot him the nastiest look and then go on Twitter and
create a burner account in Ben's name.
Yeah, he's gonna like a post that says like Ben Simmons would be better if he had
and think about that. I think Philly's brutal like as a sports town, but New York's not much better. Like New York is still pretty rough.
Yeah, they're pretty mean people too.
Yeah, like I don't know it's not a better market for him by any means. It's not like going to Utah like with like a bunch of like Jazz fans. Like this is New York. Like
people in the northeast part of the country are typically all very similar. So
that locker room,
especially with sports. So
the locker room's going to do really well with Simmons and Kyrie Irving only playing
a lot of personality.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving, who's the most selfless player in the world, right?
Yeah, I love how everybody's like, "Oh, now that Ben Simmons has a new start, it's all going to work out." I'm like, yeah, okay.
Still have the same problems, Brooklyn. Like Kyrie still isn't vaccinated, and I don't think he's ever going to get vaccinated because at this point it would make him look weak, and I don't think he's about to do that to his own image.
Yeah, right. Assuming that he does have mental health problems, like I'm not Ben Simmons. I can't jump into his head, so God bless him. I hope he feels better. But I don't think that place is a healthy place for someone dealing with mental issues.
He should have went to Sacramento where no one cares about anything.
And the games are later and no one watches them.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, if he played for the Chinese league, he would average like 120 points a game. Like He should have played for Shanghai.
The Knights, Shanghai Knights.
There was a time when I almost bought that jersey just so that it would happen.
Him and Jimmer Fredette, they would run that country.
Yeah. Well, if anything else, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Honestly, it'll be get your popcorn ready because the NBA is just now picking up. It's like after the All-Star break is when it gets really interesting and playoff seeding start to come. Everything starts to get finalized and you start to look at matchups. It's exciting time. And it's all we really have now the football's over. We're all depressed. The only thing we have going for us is really actually just Hub going to the game tonight. That's all I've got going for me. I'm going to be
live vicariously through me.
I'm going to be living vicariously through him. So make sure you send a bunch of pictures, Hub, and videos to us.
Yeah, I'll go live from the game.
All right. Yeah, now we go. There we go. But any other closing remarks on whether it be Philly, the Super Bowl, anything else that happened that you guys want to bring up?
Apparently, the Winter Olympics have been happening, but
yeah,
that's right. Olympics, yeah. Go USA.
I watched the monobob happen right after the Super Bowl.
Yo, that was sick. Actually, that was sick.
Gold and silver in the monobob. There you go.
First ever time it ever was an event.
Yeah, I just like saying monobob.
Monobob.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. Yeah, go USA, I guess.
Yeah,
America.
All right. Well, this is, of course, my reminder to everyone to water your plants. It's these are still doing pretty good. My plants. I might have to repot it. Actually, clearly, I haven't changed it from the day I bought it in this little pot here. So just remember to take care of them.
Barcode.
Yeah, the original barcode. It was
still
$6.
thinking about returning it.
Oh no, it's 6 inches, 6-inch tropical, grown in Canada.
Oh.
That's the hybrid breed.
So you know it's good.
Yeah, they grow them good up in Canada. But yeah, I think that just about does it for us, guys. Tune in next week. Thank you for tuning in. I guess I should say that too. Like, subscribe, week, all that shit.
Tune in next week.
Yeah.
Wait, you gotta say your thing.
Which one?
How you end all shows.
How do I do it?
Ahoy.
Ahoy.